Hello and welcome to Chicken Tuesday. Good morning, girls. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. There. What you saying? Here we are. Oops, daisy. Oh, there we go. And we're off and running. Excuse the car noise, I don't know what is happening out there. Good morning. It's a lovely day today. It is. So guess who's going to be out and about all day? If I can possibly help it. Yes, you are. So this is what happens if you lift Matilda out her nest box but don't actually take her to where the other girls are. She does what we call pancake, and that basically means she just sits down wherever you put her, spreads herself out and sits there just chilling as if she's sitting on a nest. So here's the little pancake girl here. And it's called slabs. But that'll cool you down a wee bit. Oops, she'll move in a second. Or will I just lift you round? She's decided to move. If there's one thing that puts a fear into chicken keepers, it's finding red mite in their coop. Red mite are horrible little tiny insects that are grey and just sort of hide in nooks and crannies everywhere and jump onto the chickens at night while they're sleeping, and they feed on them. And then these red mite go from grey to red because they're full of your chicken's blood. In extreme cases, chickens can actually become anemic, very unwell, and even die if there's a heavy infestation of red mites in their coop. I'm pleased to say that we don't have any red mite. I saw a few at one point last year, but managed to eradicate them, which is actually, you know, quite good on my part, because people have real problems trying to get rid of red mite. I think I just managed to get on top of them almost immediately that I had seen them, which was really lucky, I think. But I don't have red mite right now, but I do have quite a strict regime to make sure that the coop doesn't harbour red mite, because they're so small that sometimes you don't realise they're there. And they come, I think they come off wild birds and the vegetation that wild birds are, sort of inhabit. So trees, so if you've got overhanging trees, or you've got, wild birds that are in the garden that in the same areas that your chickens roam about in, there's a chance that they may pick up red mite. And the red mites don't live on the chickens, they just hop on the chickens when they want to feed. So today, in this roasting hot day, I thought it was a good opportunity to do my monthly deep clean of the coop. And I clean the poo pick, etc., and clean out the coop daily, but or poo pick daily. But I do this deep clean of the coop once a month. Sometimes a little bit more regular than that, but usually once a month. And so I've been doing that. And what that entails, if I just show you in here, is basically removing all of the bedding. And this is a tray actually, and it slides out. So I remove all the bedding and dispose of it. I then remove the trays and remove the roosting bars, and then I get to it with two things. Now this is what I use. I'm not sort of advertising these per se, but I find these really, really useful. I use this guy here, which is a total mite kill spray. And what I do is I just basically spray that in all of the nooks and crannies. Now in wooden coops, there's all sorts of nooks and crannies that tiny little insects can get into. Even the edges, the rough edges of wood. Particularly things like, if I just take this out, the edges of perches, and if there's any knots on the perch woods that have any little holes in. But basically I liberally spray, and then I, all done with this lovely mask on, of course, and then I use this red mite powder, and I put that as a base layer before I put the fresh bedding back in, so that if the chickens are kicking it up, they get some of this powder on them, because actually you can put this on chickens if you think you've got mites, and it will help to get rid of the mites from the body of the chicken if there are any on. But as I say, they don't tend to live on the chickens themselves. And then I put all the bedding back in and leave everything open so that it all airs and is fine, ready for the girls going back in. So that's what I have been doing this afternoon in this lovely heat. But I am now nice and confident that the deep clean has happened and the chickens don't, or the coop doesn't have any red mite in that I came across at all. I've added those, used the spray and used the powder, so that should act for a few weeks to actually prevent any infestation. So yeah, that was fun. Not. I have to say that Hamble has been acting a little bit suspiciously today. Hamble's the barn of elder that you can see in the background there. Now Hamble, for the past 2 years, has been broody for a very long time. The first year she was broody for 11 weeks. The second year she was broody for 13 weeks. And this year, she hasn't been broody. They're just disappearing into the undergrowth here. So this year she hasn't been broody. Oh, you're just hiding now, aren't you? But today she's been showing a bit of interest in the nest box. She's been in, she's laid. She's under there, I'll show you Edith instead. She was in the nest box laying. She came out, then she went back in the nest box. Oh, hello, there's me Henry. Are you gate crashing the parade? For a change, it's usually calling. There's little Henry. Yeah, let's try that again. So yeah, Hamble laid an egg, came back out, went back in, sat in the egg for a while, and that's not unusual. She'll lay and then she'll come out and then she'll decide she wants to go and sit in the egg again. But then she went back in a third time. Now Matilda was in there at this point, just brooding away. But Yeah, she what didn't sit, but Hamble didn't sit, but she hung about for a while, and now each time Matilda goes round to try and get back into the run, which is shut, Hamble has been going round with her. So that might mean that Hamble is thinking about becoming broody, because she is showing this interest in the nest boxes. So I hope not. I've locked them out because as you saw, I've done the deep clean of the coop, so I need that to air for a while longer. And it's such a lovely day. I'm going to be out in the garden for the rest of the day, I think, and I'm just going to make sure that the girls are out in the garden for the rest of the day as well. So yeah, watch this space. I may be just reading too much into it, but I don't know whether I would be very surprised if I discover Hamble over the next couple of days becoming broody. But fingers crossed she doesn't. Oh, don't want another broody hen. Hello, little girl. What have you got your eye on? What you looking at? So the girls are enjoying a lovely roasting hot day, although they are quite inclined to find somewhere cooler to have a nice cool dust bath. I'm keeping Matilda out of the coop as much as possible, even although she does want to get back in there since she's still broody. But I'd rather she didn't stay in there when it's so hot, when I'm at home and I get the opportunity to bring her out. So as I'm pootling around the garden doing things today, the girls are also pootling around the garden doing things today. Eh?